welcome to MBBS. This is Puja. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about some harsh reality of studying MBBS in Bangladesh. So a lot of students who are upcoming admission for MBBS in Bangladesh, they text me, they DM me, or they mail me, or they even comment on my videos regarding, the overall MBBS experience or whether it's worth it or not. So today we'll just discuss some harsh realities that they come to know only after getting admitted. So I think if we discuss it now, the students will be able to know these things beforehand. So the first thing is that you may not be able to sit in the final professional exam. So, final professional exam in Bangladesh, final professional exam means the final exam of every phase, there are 4 professional exams. So, you may not be able to sit in the, final exam or the professional exam, which will delay your academic activities for 6 months. This will be valid for every professional exam. And in case if you fail to sit in the regular professional exam, you have to sit in the supply professional exam. And if you fail in the supply professional exam, you are delayed by 1 year. You know what I mean? So if you are supposed to sit in the professional exam but you couldn't, and you are 6 months delayed. Then if you fail in that delayed professional exam, then you will be delayed for 1 year. So this is how it happens. So now you might be questioning, like, how do you not get to sit in the final exam? So the number 1 criteria is if you do not have 75% in each and every subject, be it tutorial, be it lecture, be it all the subjects, be it clinical subjects, every subject, on every freaking thing you need to have 75%. So 1, attendance, 75% in your attendance, right? So the second criteria is passing every internal exam. So you have to pass all the items, then you have to pass all the card exams, then you have to pass all the term exams. Then only you are eligible to sit for professional exam. So these are the 2 most important criteria to sit in the professional exam: your attendance and then passing the internal exams. Then there are other criteria also which are minor in comparison to these 2. Everyday class can be very difficult when you join MBBS in Bangladesh, because you will have to give Viva exam almost every day, because there is item taken, which is mostly Viva. So what is item? I think I've discussed about this in my previous videos also, but I'm saying this again. So items are divided in, items are literally the chapter names that are divided. So a card is divided into few items. So items have, like, it is just like item number 1 to and it has all the topics that's been taught. So items are literally the list out chapters that you have been taught, and every day one of the chapters you will be asked as a Viva by your batch teacher. So there'll be Viva every day. If you are someone who cannot deal with pressure of studying every single day, then there's no chance, right? You have to pass item. It's okay if you get pending or if you didn't pass the item, because you have the chance to give it again and again, as many times as you can. But card and terms, I think you'll have 1 or 2 supplies, and that's that. So I think if you are not someone who can study every day consistently, then you should get that habit, because that's what it is. Viva is taken every day. If you don't have habit of speaking in front of someone, or if you never had an experience of Viva, then it's high time you become confident to speak what you read in front of someone else. I think, though, if you ask me what is required to pass MBBS in Bangladesh, I would say consistency and hard work, because you have to be consistent. A lot of time people think, like, why people can't even complete like 75%, though they are living in hostel and and they are in the, if they are in the college, it's basically, so you have like item exam every single day, which is a viva. So a lot of people feel it's very challenging for them to read for, you know, item every single day. They feel this content is too much, and then you have classes also, then you have the class works also. With that you have to study for item also, so sometimes it gets overwhelming for some people. But you know, the goal here is to be consistent. Even if you are getting pendings, even if you are not passing your items, you have to be consistent and you have to keep giving it, because there is no skip, literally no skip from items, cards and terms here in Bangladesh. Because if you don't pass, you are not to sit in the final professional exam. So yeah. So a lot of times students become overwhelmed, and they just try to skip their classes, then they try to skip their items, and like I say, there's no skip, so it just keeps on overlapping, and then there's no, literally no skip, and then they do not get eligible for, then they don't get eligible for terms, then ultimately they don't give terms, then they don't, ultimately they don't get to sit in the final exam. So there is no escape, and no one is responsible for your state if you know you don't get to sit in the final prof. You tend to blame or this that, but actually there is no one to blame but yourself, because you are the one who wasn't consistent, you are the one who was not giving items regularly, and you are the one who were missing classes or skipping classes. So make sure you know, continue your classes every single day, and make sure you give items. Even though you feel like you're struggling at the moment, you will you will get the hook of it, and you will ultimately do great. So don't get overwhelmed, or don't get scared, don't get anxious. You'll ultimately get through it. So the key here is to be consistent. Even though you feel like, you know, you're not doing great, in the long run you are actually doing really great. So sometimes you'll feel, oh I failed, oh I did this, oh I did that. That will happen in the, you know, first few months, and after that you'll get the hang of it, and after that you'll be like, you'll do really well. So don't worry. Okay, so another really interesting thing is that, you know, a lot of time in school or colleges we just read, you know, 2 to 3 months before the exams, and we have this confidence that we'll pass the exam, and we do actually end up passing the exam with 80 percentile, right? But here it does not happen like that. You cannot even imagine of, you know, studying 2 to 3 months just before the exam and then you pass the exam. No, this does not happen in MBBS, especially not in MBBS in Bangladesh, because like I say, there's item every day, so you have to study every day. Then there's card exam, again you have to study for card, again you have to study for term. So in this way you have to study every day. If you have this concept like, okay, my item is not getting cleared, fine, okay, my card is not getting cleared, fine, my term is not getting cleared, fine, I'll ultimately give for prof exam and I'll pass in the prof exam, I'll just study 2 to 3 months before the prof exam. No, it does not happen like that. You won't be able to, you won't be even able to sit in the, you know, exam itself, final exam itself, forget about passing it, right? So you have to go step by step here. You know, I would be very honest, for me the term exams were more difficult than the prof exam, because I've studied so many times in term exam and it feels new in the term exam, and ultimately when I study over and over again in final exams, it's so much easy. So keep that in mind, that you cannot even imagine here that you will study 2 to 3 months before the exam and you will kill it. No, it doesn't happen like that here. Yes, syllabus in MBBS is huge. No matter which country, it's really huge. And the goal here is that you have to study on everyday basis. I've studied more on everyday basis than in exam itself. In exam you just, you know, revise everything. Exams are for revisions, not for studying. So you have to study on everyday basis than an exam. You don't have to study like for long period of time also. You just study 1 or 2 hours every day, and that's more than enough. But yeah, don't think that I'll study before the exam or before anything and then I'll clear it. No, don't stay in that mindset. You know, study every day a little, and then ultimately it will be, you know, it will compound and become big. So I don't know how much is the passing mark for your country, for school and colleges. I think for Nepal, if you get 40 out of 100, you pass. But in Bangladesh, you have to get 60 to pass, right? So in every subject, you have to get 60, and every part of the subject also you have to get 60. So you have to get 60 in Viva, you have to get 60 in theory, you have to get 60 in practical, you have to get 60 in OSP, you have to get 60 in every part of every subject to pass. So this is another really interesting, and I think it's too much, yeah, right? 60% is a really good person, and you have to get 60% to pass. It's not even 50-50. You have to get 60 out of 100 to pass. And it's not that you got 60 overall cumulative marks and you pass. No, you have to get 60 in each and every parts of that subject, which is a task in itself. So yeah, get prepared for that. A lot of time people think that it's very easy to get 60%, but a lot of time we attain or attempt all the questions and still we don't get 60%. So it's actually kind of like a challenging thing to get 60% overall, because you are getting 60 in each and every part of that subject. It's not just that subject, but each and every part. You can't say, okay, I'll get 70 in the written and I'll get 50 in the Viva and then I'll pass. No, you have to pass in each and every part of that particular subject. You have to get 16 Viva, you have to get 16 practical, you have to get 16 written. So that's that. So these are mostly, I think, a few very basic understanding of how to get through MBBS, how to reach to the final professional exam. And of course, you have to respect teachers, you have to greet them, you have to be very, sincere in a way. One of my teachers said this to me, and I think he makes sense. First, you have to make sure the teacher knows you, and then they talk about your studies. So make sure your teachers know you as a very sincere, hardworking kid, and then they will decide and see, okay, if you are really good or not. The first task is to be sincere, to be hardworking, and to give it your all. And your marks and your ranking and everything comes secondary. The first and primary thing is to be sincere and to work really hard and to be consistent. Yeah. So these are few realities of of studying MBBS in Bangladesh. There are more. If I have missed something, and if you study MBBS in Bangladesh, you should comment down below so that we can help our juniors who come. And if you guys have any queries for regarding MBBS in Bangladesh, you should definitely comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.